Good morning, ma'am. My name is S. Niharika from Department of ECE. My roll number is 2340A0480. Today, my topic is organizational change, understanding the process and overcoming resistance in organizational behavior. Introduction of a organizational change. Organizational change which can be involves a one of the structured process and overcoming resistance requires clear communication, employee involvement, and providing adequate resources and the training. Organizational change is an essential process that can be drives meaningful transformations with a company or institute. It can be involves making significant modifications to the various aspects of the organization, which can be include its structure, culture, process, system, strategies, and the personnel. The goal is to be enhanced by the performance, effectiveness, adaptability of the organization remains competitive in the dynamic business in environment. Here is the definition of the organizational change. Mainly the organizational change can be defined as it is a one of the dynamic process where the organization intentionally or unintentionally modifies its internal or external environment that can be adapted to changing the circumstance and to achieve the specific goal. The scope of the organizational changes mainly depends upon the structure, strategy, policies and procedures, technology and culture. The structure which can be involves like a organization is organized in including hierarchy, reporting lines and the departments. The strategy which is a organizational can be overall approach to achieving their goals in their life. Policies and procedure which includes the rules and guidelines that can be govern how the work is done. Technology, the tools and the system is used in a organization. Culture, the culture is a shared values, beliefs and behavior within organization. This is the scope of the organizational change. Nature of the organizational change. The nature of the organizational change is inherently dynamic and multifaceted. The encompasses several key characteristics that can be defines the nature and impact on the organization. Here we can see some of the nature of the organizational change. Continuous and complex. Continuous, which involves a change, is ongoing process rather than the one-time event. It can be recognized the organizations much can be continually adapt, evolve, and improve the remains relevant and competitive rapidly changing the business environment. Complex which can be involves that organizational change is due to a complex interplaying of the various factors like a organizational structure, culture, process, technology and the human dynamics. These are the complex nature of the organizational change. Next one is multidimensional. Multidimensional change which can be affects by the dimensions of the organization simultaneously. It can be mainly impact on the organizational culture, strategy, process, system and technology and individual roles and the responsibilities. Next we can see the disruptive. Disruptive which can be change the descriptions or status within and the organization. It can be challenges that the existing routine and practices and mindsets of the employee or people. It can be creates the uncertainty, resistance, discomfort of the employee. Contextual, which refers a nature of the organizational, it can be changed by the unique context of each organization. These are the many important factors such as industry dynamics, market conditions, and regulatory requirements and internal capabilities influences the nature and scope of the initiatives. Understand the process of organization. Mainly, the organizational process can be divided into organizing the nature for the need for the change. The first step is to identify the necessity change, to closely examine the internal assessment of the employee feedback, market trends in the business environment. Next step is planning. Planning which can be focuses on the creating as well as the change the plan. It can be involves the mindset and the clear goals of the objectives, defining the scope and the scale of the change, and developing a roadmap that outlines of the required resources. Next one is communicating and engaging the stakeholders. Effective communication is the essential to gain support create which can be stakeholders including the employees, readers, customers and external partners also. Assessing and managing risk. Assessing and managing risk means the assessment of the potential risk and challenges which are associated and change the crucial. It can be involves to identify the obstacles, what are they, and potential resistance and uni-intended consequences. Implementing the change. Implementing the change means activities that can be outlining in the plan, such as a process, reconstructing, technology adaptation, or organizational adjustments. These are the main types of the process. Overcoming resistance to change. Address concern, which means listen to the employee concern and address the proactively. Build trust. Demonstrate with the changes is necessary to beneficial for the organization. Celebrate small wins. Progress to maintaining the movement and miracle. Be patient and persistence. Changes takes time. It is also important to patience and persistence to implementing the change. Provide clear communication. The clear communication between the employee and the people informed by the progress to change the addresses. Empower employee. Give employees autonomy and the resources that can be need to contribute to whatever they can be change process. Focus on benefits, which can be highlights the positive outcomes. Use quarters 8-step change model. This model, which includes a framework or the implementation change with minimizing the resistance. Causes of the organizational change. External influences, which can be such as market dynamics, technology advancement, industry regulations. These are the external influences. Competitive pressures. The competitive pressures, which means like the extensive competition within the industry or among the new market players can be drive organization to implement change in their strategies of the product of the competitive advantage. Organizational growth or decline, which means that the significant growth of the decline for a period of the decline and it is necessary to change the accommodate. Technology advancements, they can be improving rapid advancements in the technology like the improving efficiency, productivity and competitiveness. Internal inefficiencies or performance gaps, which can be includes like a structure and enhance of the performance, productivity and the operational effectiveness. There can be leaderships like a organizational possessive properties and the new vision, goals and the strategies, objectives. Conclusion. In conclusion, successful organizational change requires a strategic, people focused approach, empathizing, clear communication, employee engagement with a supportive environment to foster buy-in and minimize resistance, ultimately leading to improve the performance and the adaptability. The customer can be needs to remain the competitive and the successful. Thank you for giving this opportunity.